Hey folks, it's Thom Swain with Set Realty Group, and today I want to share with you a process that I've used with my clients over the last few years that I have found actually ends up saving them a lot of time and a lot of frustration. The folks that use this plan, they tend to look at 10 homes or fewer. The ones who don't use this plan, we see them looking at many more homes and the whole process taking much, much longer. And it comes down to one simple thing, knowing what you want. So it's a 4-step process, pretty simple. Step number 1, I call the 80-20 rule. Essentially what we're going to do is we're going to look for 5 things that are must-haves for the home that is ideal for your lifestyle. If you see a home on the market and we talk about it and it doesn't have at least 4 of those, that's the 80%, we're not going to go see that house. Step number 2 is the curb test. So I call it the curb test because until you actually have a tour of that home, you can't go on the property. But you can drive by, you can check out the neighborhood and see what the curb appeal is like. You may not know this, but about 15% of all buying purchases are made before you ever step past the curb of that home. So if the home doesn't look great from the outside, chances are you're not going to buy it once you get on the inside. Step number 3 is the threshold test. At that point, we're going to take a tour. When you get past that threshold, what I have noticed with folks is that very, very quickly, you have an emotional attachment, you have an emotional reaction, and you will know right away if this could be the home for you. Amazingly, you'll know even faster if it's not. So I often tell people, you'll know in 15 minutes or less if you love this home. You'll know in 15 seconds if you hate it. And then step number 4, if the home passes all the first 3 steps, we go back and we do that again. Because the way I view it is when we go to see a home, your job is to fall in love with that home. My job is to talk you out of falling in love with that home. That second time around, it's like a second date. You'll start to see whether or not this home is really the one for you. So when we do that process and we see the home online, making sure that it meets all of our criteria, we drive through the neighborhood and make sure that we like the area and it feels like a place that we could call home. And then we go inside and see whether we love it or not, and do that one more time. I'm going to bet you that you'll see fewer than 10 homes before you make a decision. If you don't do that, then it's just a stab in the dark. Either way, I'm there with you through the whole process because after all, it's your American dream and I'm there to help you achieve it. But I have found that this process makes life so much simpler for everybody involved. And after all, shouldn't buying a home be a pleasurable experience? So if you have any questions or you'd like to get my free form on how to get set up for the 4 tests, shoot me a message. I'll be happy to send that to you, no cost at all.